Today is the 26th of July and I've come back to a sunny day. I've just returned from Toronto. I am absolutely shattered. Only a little bit of jet lag, but I'm so tired from lifting heavy suitcases and my back is almost breaking. But here I have a new structure while we are away. We had a new shade structure built because with this hot sunny weather that we've been having, sunny climate I would say, things need to be shaded. So I've created a new shade structure and we are going to put our trees under this because our maple is getting badly burnt in the sun. I've never known it so bad. In all the 37 years I've been here, I've never known it so bad. So here we are. Just show it to you before I now go and see our dear friend Kevin. So I have Kevin here working on the yew that we first styled back in October, which is only about 6-8 months ago, and I repotted it in April and it's now made growth about, in some cases, 6-8 inches long, and this is all in 1 year's growth. So tell me what you're going to do, Kevin.
Well, at the moment, right, yeah, we've got these extensions, yeah, and people may think, yeah, by letting these go as sacrifice branches,
okay,
it's going to fatten up here, yeah, but it won't.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So, you know, what we need to do is push some of these branches back in and see if.
Are you wanting it to back bud? Is that
we want it to back bud?
Okay.
Yeah. Look, we've got bare
yes.
areas on the branch
all
here,
right.
you know, and the more back budding, yeah, the thicker the branches
okay.
get. Yeah. If you leave them along like this, they
okay.
stay spindly for some reason. I don't know why. But so what I'm going to do, if you can see this branch here, yeah, I'm going to start cutting taperage into the branches now. See, we've got this long area here, yeah, that's no good at all, yeah. So I'm going to go in there. We don't need it that low. This needs to be the next branch here, yeah. So I'm going to take that off, yeah, and I'm going to do the same thing there with that one, and I'm going to do that. This seems quite brutal. See,
so you're making a pad, really?
Yeah. So look, this one here, yeah, we've got a very straight area, that's as thick as that. So I'm going to go in there and cut the taperage into it, yeah. So that's what I'm going to do all over the tree, basically, yeah. And you've got long ones here, yeah, you know what I mean, they're no good, yeah. Cut the taperage in. Same with this one. It's too long here, yeah. I will take it there, and then we have taperage, yeah. Same with this one. So I'm just going to go through the whole thing, yeah. Doesn't matter about cutting them this time of year, you know, they are a hedging material, so they will shoot back. So, and the other thing, I remember having a Taxus myself, yeah, and wiring it for about 25 years every year, you know, and then one time, yeah, I thought, I'm sick of this. So I started doing scissor work on it, and that tree developed in 2 years. It was unbelievable.
Without much wiring?
Yeah. As long as you've got a general shape in there, you know. You can do all the sophisticated bits later on, yeah. See, I'm going to be really brutal, yeah, with this. Get right back in there. See if we can get another flush out of this. Oh, I know we will. It seems counterintuitive, yeah, taking off the sacrifice branches, but you'll be surprised, yeah, it does. Anything coming down needs to come off. And anything that hasn't got a taperage on it, yeah. Leave that one. The thing is getting the energy back into the trunk, yeah, that's what we need to do. Get the back budding started again, further into the branches. And this, you now can see some ones that are wide, yeah, that are never gonna They're never going to stand up on their own weight, yeah? So I'll take those out as well. You see how brutal I'm being, look? Yeah. But you'll be surprised, it'll all come back here by the end of the season, yeah? We'll be looking at it again and going, my God, it needs pruning again. Just force that energy back in, basically, yeah? And also, you can see the branches now, yeah, look more correct,
Okay.
yeah? You know, as all that length comes off. Pushing all the energy back in. Roughly thinking about the pads as well.
Okay.
You know, I mean, that's what you do, yeah, you know what I mean? Eventually, yeah, you just cut that lozenge shape here into the pad.
See, when you think that this leader here last year was only about a quarter this thickness, was this thick. This thing was this thick last October.
It's quite incredible, yeah. People think they're slow growing, but they're actually not. Anything that's going up as well, and taking that off.
So it's easier to work with than the pines, isn't it?
Oh my God.
Pines, you've got to watch the candles carefully.
Well, I mean, yeah, the thing, you know, if there's a tree that's most programmable, it's Taxus, yeah. It's forgiving in every way. It makes the most spectacular pad chair at the end.
But this winter, a lot of people had problem with Taxus. I believe it was because it was exposed to too much cold.
Yeah, the thing is, right, yeah, this spring year, it was very cold. I mean, we had a -8 at one stage, yeah.
We had several days of -10.
Oh, really, yeah?
Yeah, just
Well, I
for
mean,
a couple of hours in the morning.
I think, you know, my rule of thumb is Taxus, yeah, should be repotted in the second week of April, first week of April,
Okay.
second week of April.
Right.
And then you've sort of like got rid of the frost idea. And people go, well, they grow up in the high mountains. But, okay, in the high mountains in Spain where they grow, yeah, and also Cumbria, right, yeah, there's snow there most of the winter, up in the highlands, yeah, where they grow. And,
But these have been grown here in the warm south, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, so...
When you think that that thick tree
But
was
they don't-
only,
I mean, you know, in the
that was
ground-
only grown for 30
No,
years.
I know, but in the ground they're okay.
yeah.
But the minute you put them in a bonsai pot, yeah, and you get frost on those, you know, celery-like roots, yeah, that they grow, you can get damage. And I think that's what happened. I think a lot of trees got damaged here because of that -10, -8.
But it's funny, only certain Taxus got hit. Some are okay, you know, smaller pots they got hit, I don't know why.
It's strange, you know. I mean, there was some talk of a virus about, but, you know, I don't think it's that.
No,
yeah.
I don't think so. It's just the sheer cold.
I think it's just one of those.
I think people trying to use that as an excuse for being careless.
Well,
Like we're all careless, but they don't like to admit it.
It's
Just admit that you did a mistake.
but like you say, some died and some didn't.
Yeah.
So that would lead you to think that it is some sort of.
Scientifically, it doesn't make sense, because if all died, then there was be a scientific purpose behind it.
Yes. Yeah.
Depends how long those trees have been in bonsai pots. I don't know. Some have been in bonsai pots a long time.
That's the thing. Some have been a long time. Yeah. Can you see this? Look, this back budding on this top branch here. Yeah. It's extraordinary. Yeah.
Yeah, all
Look.
You leave that to make a
Well, no. What we'll do, right, is something like this. Yeah. Is we'll go
selectively take it.
We'll selectively.
alternate.
Yeah, but not alternative. Yeah. But what we'll do is go to that first branch there. Yeah. Where we want the structure and that second branch, and we'll take all of that out, yeah. You know, so we show up the trunk, yeah. We'll take everything out of there, yeah. All those little nubbins will all come out, yeah. And we just show the trunk up. Yeah, we want it to grow from here. Yeah, you want a certain amount of area on your bonsai tree that shows the branch line. Yeah.
So all these new branches from the trunk we should really rub off, isn't it?
Yeah, they're no good. Yeah, you know. So all of that needs to come off.
You should see the ones we dug up. We'll have a look at it again.
Oh, God,
every single one took.
Oh,
every
really?
single one.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh
nothing
my God,
died.
I haven't seen
Well,
them
we are experts. I don't like to boast. Because I had half a mind of putting it in the ground, but no need to. They had so much root that they went in the pot straight away.
I mean, something happened here. I might have to put a little bit of wire on that top bit. Yeah, it's obviously.
Would you prune that as well? Or let it go to thicken the trunk?
Yeah, I'll just. No, I mean it'll thicken, like I say. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I'll take that off as well.
Without having to take all this off. You're going to take all that off?
I'm going to take some of that off. Yeah,
right.
you know. But you know, I'll just take the leading tip out basically on it, looking like this. Yeah, take that out. Choose one here that's got a bit of taperage. Yeah. So just trim those up. This one I'll take to there. I mean, you know, you go, oh my God, you're taking it all off. But this is what you do, yeah. The more you cut, yeah, the thicker and more convincing it becomes. So. So okay, what we'll do now is leave that to the end of the season, and that'll put on another flush by then.
We'll prune again in the autumn.
And then we'll prune again, yeah, before the winter onset, and then next, not this October coming, the one after, yeah. Oh. We'll then wire it again and finesse it, yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay. And the other one you would do the same. This hasn't met as much growth, but still.
This one hasn't put so much growth.
Yeah, so it's still 6-8 inches.
Still
of
like
new
6
growth.
or 8 inches, yeah, you know. But I think.
Would you leave it to thicken though?
I think I'll leave it. I'm going to leave this one, yeah.
To thicken the.
Yeah,
branches.
I mean it's not put on as much growth as that one, yeah. And we do need some of these branches to fatten up a little bit more, yeah. So.
All right. Great.
The thing is, right, the wire's off, right. So now what we can do is throw high nitrogen at it, yeah.
Okay.
Get it pumped.
So today on my return from Toronto, I have so many people visiting again, and I'm glad to be here. If I can ask you guys to introduce yourself.
I'm Joe from Belgium.
Belgium, all the way from Belgium.
All the way from Belgium, and we're on our way to Devon to see my wife's sister.
Okay, now how strange. I've got another YouTube couple from Devon. By strange coincidence, they've come from Devon and you're going to Devon.
Well,
oh, goodness me.
Oh, well done.
Okay.
We come from South Moulton, down in Devon.
Okay, so can you just introduce yourselves? I'd love to meet you.
This is Anne.
Yeah. And you've been doing bonsai for how long?
Oh, 15, 16 years.
All right, okay. So
I'm still experimenting.
All right, you can teach me a few things.
I don't think so, sir.
I've been doing bonsai since '86.
Oh, that's a long time.
That's a long time.
Long time.
But I'm still learning.
Great.
So,
and your first time to Herons? First time?
Yes, first time.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you had a look around?
not yet.
Not yet.
We just arrived.
No,
Okay, but please enjoy it because we've got huge grounds where we grow, and we are very lucky to have Kevin here. So he's now going to critique this tree. So, all right, Kevin, right? Let me just see what you think.
Well, I was explaining, about putting the datum in the front, to find the absolute front of the tree. And we've done that because this Nabari is particularly beautiful.
Okay, from this side.
It's absolutely stunning. So I've cleaned it out a little bit, so I could see, but it's absolutely stunning. You don't often get this with Scots pines, so it's an extraordinary tree, this tree, Right, the other thing, is what's been happening, is this branch here, has been grown in front here because it's been trying to make a full tree out of it, but it's actually a bunjin, where all the branches at the top. So the other thing we're going to do to equalise it out, is take this front branch out, so we see this beautiful movement in the top,
Okay.
This
I just say something in passing. You know, when it's your own tree, you're afraid to cut. That's why when I work on other people's trees, I have great freedom because I cut what I like.
But Peter, I've been doing it for a long time, yeah, so, you know, I mean, it is like that, though, yeah, I do say that, I say the same thing to my students, I say, this is going to be easy for me, but painful for you, you know, so, you can see, right, this one, you know, it's taking all the food and energy, yeah, you know, we'll keep part of it, this one, yeah, but then we see this beautiful movement up the top, yeah, and it's just a stunning Scots pine, it just is. But here we go. You know what I'm going to do, Pete? Yeah, I'm going to, first off, what I'm going to do is strip it and see if I can make some extraordinary gin out of it, yeah? So, it's going to be slow and painful now. But you see, the minute I cut that out, yeah, you know what I mean, we're into a different...
Yeah, now for the benefit of viewers, some people are afraid to do work in summer. They should say they should work in the winter, or they should work in the spring. But we work all year round. There's no particular favorite time of working, is there?
Well, I mean, the thing is, right, it's how long can you leave the wire on? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't actually work on pines, you know, sort of like, I don't know, sort of June time, yeah, because then you'll only have a little bit of time. But after that, yeah, after the solstice, yeah, trees tend to start working on their roots and not their foliage, yeah. So it swaps over to a foliage thing, yeah. So, you know, you could do it most of the year, yeah, you know what I mean? It's just the amount of time.
So all these new candles have come out, so these have all...
Yeah, they've done, you know, it's done what it's going to do. And, you know, I'm pretty confident that we can get stuck into this tree with no problem. But yeah, you know, junipers I'll work all the way through the year. It takes a long time for, you know, wires to cut into junipers, but the pines most of the year, but maybe not the beginning part, it's not the best time.
So you guys have come at the right time to see this great guy at work.
You can see I'm just crushing it with these gin pliers. You'll see that'll all just come off now. Might get another turntable without that's got a lock on it because it's spinning a bit. See, all the time what we're trying to do here is create that ancient look to the tree, yeah. And this is what happens here, you know what I mean? It's actually doing it, you know, it's been left to its own devices for so long, it's actually doing the natural thing that they do in the wild. And shedding the bottom branches here, you can see they've got a lot weaker. And you see gins on these trees here in the wild. When you go up to, you know, somewhere like Avonmore and see the trees there, you can see they've all got lower dead branches here, just something that pines do, yeah. And in the bonsai world we call these gins. So just adds to the age of the tree, the look of the age. You can see, like, you end up with something like that. And this is like also, yeah, this is wet wood. So what we can do now, yeah, is when we wire the rest of the tree, we can wire this. We can wire this gin as well, right, and manipulate that into a nice shape. You know, when you see these Japanese prints here, you know, and you see they have the dead branches underneath here, I might do something like that, yeah. So it's just poking out from underneath here, you know. And
so now you're just choosing the branches.
Just choosing the branches now. Just need to do a bit of nail work here. I need to go to a nail bar here. That's it. Okay. So also this one is far too long, yeah. You know, we're gonna have to. And the other thing is, right, we've got a parallel branch situation going off. You see these two branches together, yeah. I was explaining to someone earlier on, yeah, as the story of the tree has to be a story of nature. So what would happen, yeah, in nature, right, is one branch would take all, if it was parallel like that, one branch would take all the food. So the branch next to it, yeah, would possibly die off, yeah, you know what I mean? That's what would happen, yeah, you know. And if the story of the tree is correct, right, yeah, it actually tricks you into believing, yeah, that it's a miniature full-size tree. So that's what we're going to do. This one's just hideous. The problem is it's weak and it's never going to thicken up. Yeah, we've got all these thick branches here that we can employ to make the tree. Yeah, this one's a good branch. Yeah, but this one no. Yeah, it's far too long. And you're right, Peter. It is easy for me to do this. Because the thing is, right, also there is bonsai's creation by detraction, yeah, as far as I'm concerned. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm also going to gin that as well. So the problem is at this stage people start to freak, yeah, but there's enough here to make a beautiful image here at the top. You know, and it's very natural, yeah, to have a very toppy Scots pine. The Bunjin style, yeah, comes from the Yellow Mountains in China. It's a high mountain style. So you see these trees growing outside of the mountain, yeah, and they're very much like this, yeah, where they show up the trunk line. Call it Literati, the style, yeah. And you know, I'm not absolutely up on the history, but I think what used to happen here is, you know, the old people of literature used to get around and talk about the Bunjin style, the Literati style, and discuss it here and the different aspects of the aesthetic. So it's a very famous style in Japan and also in China.
I don't think I've seen a decent informal upright Scots pine. Because of the habit of the tree, they always lend themselves to this style.
That's right, they do, yeah.
Or possibly a cascade.
Yeah, they lend themselves to cascade style as well. But the Bunjin style is the one that they suit the best. But the thing is, right, yeah, with the Bunjin style, yeah, is you can't get anything wrong because it's all on show, yeah. You know, sometimes with the informal upright style, yeah, you can hide some of the mistakes, yeah, but when you're doing a Bunjin and you're showing the trunk line, yeah, there can't be any mistakes, yeah. It all has to be perfection, yeah. So it's people think it's an easy option as a style, yeah, but it actually isn't, because it's got to be perfection, and because everything's showing, so it has to be correct.
But in my travels, I've seldom ever seen Bunjin bonsai in Japan, and commercially almost never.
No.
Never. You'll never see a Bunjin bonsai on offer for sale.
Really?
In China, I saw exhibitions at lots of Bunjin, maybe because the Chinese are the inventors.
Well, that's
of Bunjin.
I mean, that is the.
So you see in exhibitions, but again, commercially, you don't see them.
I mean, they do come from the Yellow Mountains in Japan, and that's it's their style basically, yeah. So, and listen, I'm a lot of people are stuck with the Japanese style, yeah. Well, over the years, yeah, you know, Peter, and I know, yeah. You know, there's, I think the show in Birmingham, the big show we had, showed up the regional differences, right? Yeah, of people's styling, you know. You know, there was people from Scotland and people from Cumbria and people from the south, yeah, and they were all putting their style in there. And, you know, what I've tended to do over the years is I've never been sort of caught up in the Japanese style. You know, at the moment, yeah, I'm looking on Instagram and stuff at some of the Vietnamese stuff. And I don't know if you noticed, yeah, one of the junipers I bought back is very Vietnamese.
Oh, that's okay.
You've seen that one with the long... Oh. So, you know, sometimes, yeah, it's nice to swap and change, yeah, you know what I mean? And all the styles are relevant.
But I think they could be influenced by Japanese, because the Chinese junipers are very popular in Southeast Asia. Junipers are one of those species that survive both in warm and temperate climates. So there's big demand for juniper out in Southeast Asia.
Yeah. But what they tend to do is the Japanese, yeah, you know, I know that there's, you know, subtropical zones and tropical zones in Japan, but mostly, yeah, the trees are styled on a high mountain style, yeah, which actually shows the snow in the branches, yeah, like this, yeah, would be showing the snow, yeah, like this, yeah. But in Vietnam, yeah, where it's, you know, it's almost tropical, and the soil is tropical, they tend to show their maturity by growing the branches up, you know. So it's you know, it is a different style, yeah. You can see the drama that's created already with those two gins. And there's a little bit of bark there, yeah, on that bit, yeah, that I haven't crushed, like on the other side, yeah, you know. And I'm going to leave that, yeah, because like, what you don't want to do is clean. You want to show something's happened, yeah. You know, like there's been a wind and it's crashed off, yeah. You know, but some of the bark has remained, yeah, you know. So I'll make a little feature in there. I'll just cut a little bit more bark out to make it a little bit different to that, yeah. But I'm going to save that bit of bark here just for a little bit of interest, yeah. So you can see now we've got these two gins. You can see the trunk line all the way through. What I'm going to do now, yeah, is start wiring, yeah, and bring this branch down, yeah, you know, and then clean through and equalise everything. Yeah. But it's an extraordinary tree, Peter, yeah, it really is.
We'll leave you to
obviously, I'm going to gin these as well, and I'll be doing some carving on those.
Great.
Gins.
All right. So here we are. It's been a literati session, mammoth literati session. So these are the Scots pines that Kevin has restyled. So I'll just ask Kevin to say something about them.
Well, we've had a proper bungin fest, yeah, at Herons this time, yeah. Well, Pete was clever enough to go out and auction, yeah, and buy these trees. They're all from the New Forest, I believe. And the guy that, I mean, obviously the Scots pine from the New Forest lend themselves to the bungin style, yeah. But the only problem with these trees, yeah, is all the fronts and the beautiful lines, yeah, that were in the trees, yeah, were closed up, yeah, by the front branches. So basically what I've done is tidied them up, taken the front branches out, put a bit of character in like this, gins and what have you. Way naturally that Scots pines grow here is, you know, get apically dominant here and lose the lower branches, yeah. And we've ended up with these three bungin, yeah. And now they're going to go under shade netting for a couple of weeks, and then out into full sun.
So tell us something about the wires, because many people don't understand wiring, how long to leave them, when to remove them. So they've just been wired. So this is now in end of July.
End of July, right, yeah, the solstice is over, yeah. So now really the trees have turned over to root production. So it's a little bit early, yeah, but you know, there you go. It's okay, yeah. If we don't feed them for the rest of the season now, you know, they've already got feed in the soil, yeah. You can see they're nice and green and healthy. They'll be all right until the spring, yeah. So the wire goes on, yeah, and that can stay on until up to June, yeah, next year. So we've got the longest amount of time.
You think it will have set by then?
But they would have set, yeah, you know what I mean? What would have happened, yeah, is we would have a certain amount of movement in there, yeah, and enough, yeah, I think, yeah, you know. Because also what I've done is I told you when I set the branches, what I do is twist the branch slightly, yeah, as I'm bending it,
so
yeah.
Coiling them.
Coiling them. And then what happens, yeah, is the vascular bundles, the veins inside open up, and then it gets loose, yeah, so you bend it right round, make a severe bend in it. Well, not too bad, yeah, but like you have to be careful, you have to know what you're doing. And then what happens is all the resin pours in between the veins, and then they lignify. So if people have got problem with pines, yeah, where they take the wire off and it all shoots up, it's because they haven't bent it severely enough, yeah. So all of these should have a good shape to them by next June.
But with Scots pine, the problem is they're always very floppy.
Yeah, but what I've done, yeah, is also cut off, yeah, so that I didn't use anything. You have to, when you're doing Scots pines, you have to think about, is the branch floppy? If the branch is floppy, yeah, then you have to cut off that bit that's floppy and the bit that's standing, yeah, work with the tree, yeah. You know, all of this, yeah, was standing on its own weight, yeah, when I wired it, yeah. So that's what you have to do, yeah. You have to take some of the length, even if you have to destroy some of the aesthetic, yeah, by doing that, yeah, you know. Go with the shorter branches, cut off anything that's straggly or long or hanging down and hasn't got strength in it, and do that technique, yeah, and then you'll get your pines a lot stronger, yeah, that way, yeah. Okay. You know, the setting of the branches anyway, yeah.
Okay.
So.
Right, thank you.